Waiting. All right, we are live.
Yeah.
And now they want something. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My co-host is gone for a moment, but welcome to We Are the Weirdos Book Club.
My gosh. I can't have any peace. Um, dogs barking. My mom's coming in telling me that a movie that she wanted to watch is on. I'm just like, okay, I told you that. I told her
Oh,
that
okay.
I had my book club later, so
What movie was it?
it was The Whale with Brendan Fraser.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. I've heard good things.
I wanted to watch it myself, just not right now. We're doing this.
It's like,
So,
hey.
anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our book club again for
Mhm.
our month of June. We're only
For May, yeah, for May.
halfway. We're halfway through the year already, which is crazy.
Yes.
So, as you all know, I'm Brendan the Beldam. This is my lovely host,
Hello, everyone. Forehead Heather here.
and yeah. So this month we were discussing Luc Dumas's book "Nothing Tastes as Good,"
Yes.
and we wanted to be themed to this book. So Heather is wearing
I
a
did. I
donut
got
shirt,
a donut shirt.
and I'm wearing my Bob's Burger of the Day shirt.
Awesome.
I wanted to have like a food themed shirt as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Heather,
Yes, Brandon.
this freaking book.
Yes.
There's a lot. There was a lot to unpack with this one. So
Mhm.
we'll just give like a quick synopsis of what this book is about.
Yes. So, Nothing Tastes as Good by Luke DeMoss. This is a very new book. This just came out March 31st, 2026. So, it's only been out for 2 months. But very simple story. Very relevant too. It follows this retail worker named Emmett. He is 26 years old. He is a gay man that is over 300 pounds, and he
Mhm.
has struggled with weight his entire life. And he stumbles onto this drug trial for free of this new wonder drug called Obexity, and chaos ensues. There are unexpected side effects for him, and it just kind of follows his journey on doing weight loss and going back and forth with the traumas of his childhood, which kind of led to him having an unhealthy relationship with food, and then some wacky things that happen when he gets on Obexity.
Wacky things is putting it lightly. Yeah,
Yes.
this book has some really kind of intense body horror to it.
Hmm.
I thought
Yes.
the title of any book should tell you what exactly you're in for when you're going into a story like this. So nothing tastes as good. I was gonna I had a feeling that it was maybe gonna have some kind of themes of cannibalism to it.
Hmm.
and I was half right.
Yeah.
Well, there is like, yeah, so yeah, like you said, Emmett is a struggling obese man, and he gets pretty punted, let's say, by his boss, his employees, and several other people because he's just like this massive overweight guy, and he's not like a bad guy. It's just like he's struggling. Is you know losing weight. It's not an easy feat to do, but in this day and age, we're actually more we're pretty positive now with certain like with body types than we were maybe like 5-10 years ago because everybody was
Mhm.
going on diets and just like craziness ensues and just like so it was interesting like reading reading from the perspective of someone like this because my mom and I watch shows like My 600-Pound Life, and I don't think that show really paints a positive light on people who are uh, excessively obese.
Mhm.
And they actually directly, I think Emmett directly references that show in this book, and he's not like enthralled with the portrayal of like large people either.
Mhm.
So,
My first impressions with the title was immediately nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. And that was a quote by Kate Moss back in the early 2000s that she said to a magazine. And that's always stuck in my head. So yeah, I did not go cannibalism. I thought it was going to be just major commentary on like eating disorders, being at both ends of the spectrum,
mhm.
having a body type that's larger or having a body type that's smaller. Both ends are just still unhealthy, but that's the first thing that I thought of was nothing tastes as good as skinny feels and just some of the things people will do to achieve a certain like body weight, which is really sad because your weight does not measure your worth. It's just a number on the scale. That
Yeah,
is your gravitational pull on the earth. And then again, both ends of the spectrum are not good for your health. But yeah, that's what I initially thought was there's going to be a lot of social commentary about that. The My 600-Pound Life immediately popped in my head too. And I saw he referenced that. I actually watched a couple of interviews with this author. I've never read from him before. This is my first book
me
from
either.
him. But he, and even in the acknowledgments of the book, he said he was just, an overweight kid. There was just a couple years in his life in college where he was healthy and he's just struggled with weight his whole life. So I thought that was, very interesting and commended him for being so vulnerable and putting it out there. So good for you, Luke. It was a very interesting book. There's a lot of things that I gravitated toward, just the weight loss journey, but him as a character, I felt he was very relatable, very empathetic, but I couldn't relate to him personally because I'm a straight woman and he's a gay man. So we don't really intersect that much, but I was rooting for him the whole time.
So, uh, yeah. Um, I thought the commentary on the obsession with food was really, really interesting, coming
Hmm.
from like this kind of perspective. because without going into like deep spoilers, when we talk about like uh, Emmett's upbringing with his mom and his was it his
His
um
stepdad.
yeah stepdad, and it's mostly the confrontation is between him and his stepdad in the bulk of the book. But
Hmm.
then was it his stepsister, or was it like his like natural born
Yeah,
sister?
it was. He was the youngest of three, so he had an older sister and an older brother. Didn't hear much on the brother, but the older sister we heard of from a little bit.
Yeah, she was pretty concerned about her brother's well-being and his health,
Hmm.
and then and then there was also his friend.
Yeah.
I
She was
liked her.
a Yeah, Lizette. I was like, she was, yeah, probably the most body positive person or representation in the book, which she was a plus size person. But even though, she was trying to lose weight to be healthier, she wasn't going to extremes about it, but she still loved and appreciated her body. And then was her little business, Gordita.
Mhm.
I thought was so cute. She sold clothing specifically for plus size women. So, like a boutique and online, because I know once you get past like a 2 or 3X, it's hard finding clothes. So,
Mhm.
she was a really sweet friend to him.
Yeah, she was really supportive, but she thought the whole thing with the obesity was pretty
Hmm.
sus as fuck.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, this whole like, let's talk about that. Like, there's this whole thing is like, um, Emmett wants to go into he wants to try out this clinical trial where they give you like this drug, I think it
Hmm.
is, that will, I forgot how exactly it works, but it like miraculously like drops your body weight.
Yeah. It's just injections,
Yeah,
and you don't
it's
really have
kind of
to
like,
change the
think of it like
diet.
sorry, think of it as the substance for like massively like obese people.
Hmm.
It's like, or maybe it's kind of, maybe like a better analogy would be like Eddie Murphy's The Nitty Professor.
Right.
Yeah. Um. So he takes it, and then he does start to see like a transformation in himself, and he's like, I mean, this book is told like in a way where it's like it's half story, but it's also like half like Instagram post. It's a little like Carrie in that way, where the book is spread out through story and like newspaper clippings and like references from books, and it's mostly like Instagram posts. It's from Emmett's Instagram, and then when he's getting like when he's getting like to the gym, and then he's like talking about how he wants to lose weight, he's getting all like these comments and like support of him, and then of course near the end of the book that completely like backfires in a way.
Hmm.
So
Yes. Yeah, the wonder drug is Obexity, which it's commentary on all the GLP-1s, like Ozempic being a big one, Wegovy, all these injections that they have not been around that long. The first ones that I was reading about came out about 2005, 2006. And initially, it was used for diabetics to help control their blood sugar levels. And a side effect of using them is you lose weight because it slows down your gastric emptying, kind of slows down your stomach, your small intestines. So you're not eating as much, you feel full.
mm,
And I don't know, there's not been long term studies on them. So they make me kind of like, I would wait before I would do something like that because we don't know the long-term
Yeah.
side effects on that. Probably because I just watched also The Biggest Loser, the Fit for TV documentary on Netflix. And it was a three-part series talking about it. And the very end was some of the doctors talking about how, every so often, they come out with fen-phen in the 90s, and then finding out that that's terrible for you. Don't use that to lose weight. And all these diets that are like fad diets, and it messes up your metabolism. So if you ever stop doing them, you gain weight immediately. And then the next
Like
one was
the
talking about now it's GLP-1s.
you're talking about those kind of diets like the cayenne pepper and then like the water diets
Mm-hmm.
where it's like
Mm-hmm.
you drink it and then you don't have to like it works for a certain amount of time. It helps you lose weight, but then immediately when you cut it off, you immediately gain the weight
Gain
back.
it back. Plus more, right?
Yeah, because it's not really like a food-ish diet. It's literally just like it's a detox basically.
Mm-hmm.
You're detoxing your body, and then when you're suddenly like when you suddenly cease it, you gain all that weight back because it's just like your body is just like compacting all of that. So it's not really like beneficial to your health either like in physical in any way. It's not really helpful to anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the people do it because it's like a trending thing. They want
Yep.
to try anything. So they'll try people like they want to lose weight though, like they'll go to gyms or they'll like run. And that's actually the better way to do it because instead of just like taking miraculous like these diet pills that do God knows what to your body.
Yeah.
And I just kind of felt sorry for Emmett because instead of doing it like the natural way and going to the gym and like pushing himself, I know how hard that is. Um, he resulted to trying like this medical thing that has like pretty suspicious looking like after effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the side effects when he starts it is he is losing amounts of time. He's blacking out. So that's terrifying. Like taking an injection and then waking up the next day and 12 hours of your life is gone. He can't remember. Yeah, it's very interesting because it talks about he works at Target and just being in a bigger body, how people were treating him and perceiving him, his managers, the other employees, customers. And then once he started losing a little bit of weight, the difference being in a larger body versus being in a skinny body, even though he's the same person. I was like, I just felt really bad for him. And a lot of this is based on the American diet.
Mm.
So, and how terrible it is. I was reading something talking about Gen Z is very much one of the first generations based on that our diet is so ultra processed and fast food that they could be the first generation that actually dies before their parents,
Gen
which
Z.
makes Mhm. Yeah, because the obesity rate just keeps going up and up. Because when I think about it, so I was born in 85, so I just turned 40 last year. And I was not raised on fast food. I was raised on home cooked meals. So, like, I did not start eating like crap until college, which I appreciated it now. Because, the way that the chemicals are designed, it's nutrient dense, so it's not good for you. It's high sodium, it's high fat. There's nothing good that comes out of a fast food menu except that it tastes really good. And
Right.
it's like this dopamine in your head, you want more, but it's designed to make you hungry quickly instead of eating like beans and rice. fruits and vegetables. Anything that doesn't have like a nutrition label on it, that's how we're supposed to eat. That's what I grew up on. And then when I was out on my own, I started eating like crap. So that's on me. But a lot of people now are raised on fast food, so that's all that they know. So, like lipid levels, fat levels, obesity rates are up. So, it's like we just have to retrain our brains. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's really scary because type 2 diabetes used to be called like old people or adult onset, but now so many kids are getting it because of sodas and junk food, which is a lot what Emmett was raised on. His
Oh
mom let him eat whatever he wanted. And then she married Hank, his stepdad, and he was very a health nut and he went
yeah,
way too extreme and trying to make
he
this poor kid
was
run.
he was like he was like Ben Stiller in the movie Heavyweights,
Yes.
but more psychotic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I felt so bad for him, just his dating life, how hard that must be. Um, like just dating online, that's not something that I ever experienced either. So,
I have,
but yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, but just him being like on Grinder and different dating apps and people just judging him immediately by his weight instead of getting to know him. Yeah, I think everybody in this book sucked except for Emmett himself and his roommate Lizette.
Yeah. Was there any other good characters besides Lizette and Hen? I
I
said
don't
Henry.
think so because it was there
Emmett.
wasn't a lot. I think his sister, the mom, she kind of overcompensated because his sister had the opposite problem. She was in a facility because she was not eating. She was more anorexic. Um, so they were like two sides to a different coin there. But yeah, everybody else, no, his roommate was really the only person that was that nice to him at all.
So my own personal perspective growing
Hmm.
up, I was born in the '90s, and um, I, my mom and I like it was at the time it was just my mom and me, right? And then my mom was working, and so would often she would let me spend night like I spent a lot of time with friends or at my mom or my friends' mom's houses or my grandma's house. And I think my grandma didn't really care what I ate. She had like her cupboards were always like stocked with snacks and stuff.
Hmm.
But I had like a balance, but I had like a balance of like whenever I went over to my friend's mom's house, she would always make like home cooked meals, and they were pretty delicious. Um, it's funny because whenever I wouldn't eat everything at my house when I was growing up, my mom would send me and my plate over to my friend's mom's house, and she would make me eat it. I probably needed it because I was really really skinny when I was growing up. I
Hmm.
was in and out of surgeries, not really like uh, mostly for like facial construction and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I literally could not keep any food down. So I was put on a diet every day. Like my mom got me like Pediasure shakes, weight gain shakes, and then for a whole year I ate nothing but that and grilled cheese sandwiches and quesadilla because I had to gain it all back. But our school lunches in the '90s they were so peak. They always they had like those delicious like floppy like cheese pizzas,
Hmm.
and it's like oh my gosh. and they were obviously good when you were a kid, and you're trying to get that high back. Because like the like higher up I went in school, like the worse the lunches got. And now like schools, like I don't know, like our schools are they incorporating like more healthier options for kids? Because
Yes, they are.
that's
Yeah,
good.
so I have a fourth grader, he's 10, and they're required, they have to have so many vegetables a week, they have to have so many fruits a week, dairy, all this stuff. There's so many options now.
Mm.
Like he can have like corn on the cob, he can have fruit salads. They really don't have
Yummy.
a lot of desserts except for like a slushy, but there's so many different options now for them, sugar-free stuff, gluten-free stuff for
Yeah,
all the kids with allergies. Like they have breakfast with eggs and everything. There's so many different options now.
they didn't have a lot. They didn't have those when we were growing up, did they? At
No,
least not our
I didn't
schooling.
know. I didn't know.
So all that was really relevant to what we're talking about.
Well, it
Um,
was because it depends on, what you're used to eating growing up. It travels into adulthood. So,
yeah, I went from super skinny as a kid to being a really large guy, and when I was in middle school and high school, like I gained a lot of weight. And then when I graduated, I lost a lot of that weight. So, um, but yeah, we used to like my family used to. We love food. We used to go out all the time when I was a kid when I was growing up, mostly at a hometown buffet
mhm.
where I kid you not, we were able to maybe finish like 4 or 5 plates of food on top of like dessert. And recently, like they closed a hometown buffet like at my town like a couple of years ago. But whenever we went there, before before it closed, we probably got like 2 plates of food and a thing of dessert maybe because we just could not like. My mom got like weight loss surgery, and
Mhm.
then I I didn't, but like I could feel like the same. I eat probably like the same as her, like which is really not that much. I just like I can eat like in small doses, um, but over the majority, I just like I snack a lot. But then I'm drinking like a lot of water too, and that usually helps fill up like the emptiness.
Mhm.
Like, what about like what is your like relationship to food?
Oh my gosh.
You grew
It's
up in the
always
South, didn't you? So you got like a lot of like really good cuisine, didn't you?
Yeah, everything in the South revolves around food. Like any occasion. It's Sunday. Let's have Sunday supper. Let's go out to eat after church. It's Mother's Day. Let's have a meal. Someone died. Let's have condolence casseroles brought over after the funeral and eat. Like every aspect of my life has grown up around food. I was been skinny my entire life until I hit 35. My kids pregnancy took out my thyroid, so I am on the Mediterranean diet now. I am on a health journey. I am trying to get back down. My BMI has always been between like 18 and 20, which is the lower end. And now I'm considered overweight because I hit like 27 or something like that. But yeah, my freaking doctor was like, you could go on Ozempic. And I wanted to karate chop him in the neck because, like, losing weight is really hard. It's easy to
Yeah.
put it on. because you can eat crappy meals and you can't outrun a bad diet. So if you're not exercising and you're eating like crap, you're going to gain weight, and it's super easy to do. It's really hard to lose weight and keep it off. And people that do, they're working their ass off. And I'm like, good for you, because I want to be like that too. But my relationship with food never really been a problem. I ran track in high school. When I turned 18, I worked at Curves for Women. I did like athletic training, and I was super active. So, like I said, until I hit 35 and had my kids and my thyroid got taken out, now I'm kind of slowly gaining weight, which sucks because it's harder because my hormones are all out of whack. But
Mm, yeah,
I got super skinny kids.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was
what
actually.
about the body horror in this book? Like there was some nasty scenes in here. That's
Ooh.
kind of like we've been talking about, kind of like the psychology and just the setup and everything that was going through. Because this book flashes back between Emmett now, and then it's like when he was 10, and then there's medical articles and things, and his journals of him. Like, this is his starting weight. This is what his class of obesity is. This is the symptoms and everything. The one scene with me that I was like, what? Had a visceral reaction to was the garage scene with his stepdad with
Mm.
a bowl and a funnel.
Oh. Mm.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
Oh my
yeah.
God. Oh, I don't. Mm. I don't usually like. I don't usually like want to throw up while reading because it's different imagery than watching a movie. But
That
I
was
swear
yeah.
that scene was nasty.
That was nasty. That's the
It
one
was
scene that
hard to
shocked
read.
me. Mm-hmm.
It was so
Everything
hard to read.
else, with the body parts getting gnawed off, and
Mm.
like the reports of wild animals gnawing up people, I was fine with. But yeah, that particular scene, ugh, that made my tummy hurt.
Oh my God. And then the scene where he was like literally he was force feeding him like he gave him like this giant like buffet of food like pizzas and hot dogs and like was like cookies and stuff,
I was doing this the whole time
and
because
he
I
was
was
just like
like,
telling him
oh,
to
this is
keep
not
freaking
good.
eating. It was like the scene. It was like the opposite of the scene in Matilda
With the
when she
chocolate
was like
cake.
forcing him to like finish the whole chocolate cake by himself. It was like that, but like 10 times worse. I was just like, this poor guy, this poor kid.
Yeah. Oh.
I get he was, dude. I get he was trying to make a point, but he was like freaking psychotic.
No, that was abuse. And
That was
I was
abuse.
glad that the mom came home because that was the last day they were married. She beat the shit out of him and then took her kid and left. I was like, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. While he's on this obexity, anybody that was mean to him, they mysteriously disappear.
Oh, yeah, I just remember that. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I like forgot about this reading this book.
Yeah, he loses pieces of time, and people that, were not so nice to him, they disappear, and then they end up being found not alive.
No, and there's people associate like these disappearances and murders with like with coyotes that are roaming the hills around Emmett's like town.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, people go missing, and then there's like, you know, there's like cases of coyotes like roaming maybe like these coyotes eat these people.
Hmm.
So, trying to find something else to like talk about.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of without going into spoilers. That's like the setup and then the flashing back relationship with his mom and his siblings, his roommate, just different guys at the gym. I think one was named Aaron. He kind of had a crush on, but Aaron was disgusted by him. And, even him going to the gym, people were just looking at him like he was gross when he's there, minding his own business, just trying to work out and get healthy. And Aaron didn't pay attention to him until, he started losing like 20 pounds. And he's documenting all this on Instagram and getting all these followers. And then all of a sudden, he's like worthy enough to be with this guy. And Emmett goes, on dates with him.
What is this obsession that our society has with body image?
I don't know. I think it's just ingrained in us so much.
Like, for a time, there was like scrutiny about women being like plus size and like because they saw it as like a form of laziness.
Hmm.
And then you see like magazines for a while, like Men's Health and stuff. You see like these really jacked like looking guys. I'm talking like Hugh Jackman body type,
Yeah.
and it's like for a while that was kind of the only image that we were supposed to associate with like being quote healthy.
Yeah. It's really weird that that's one of the only things you can still make fun of in society is someone that's overweight.
Yeah,
Everything else is like you're an asshole, but it's okay to make fun of somebody, you know. And you have no
why?
idea, what's going on health wise with them. And people assume people that are skinny are healthy, and being skinny does not always equivalent to being healthy.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. People's bodies are none of other people's business, and it should be the least, important thing about you because your body's going to age and get change when you get older. And, you know, I don't know. America in general is the lens I'm looking through because I live here. I don't know. It's just obsessed with looks. Social media does not help.
No, at least it didn't. Like they said, there's more positivity now than there was like a decade ago.
Yeah, it's kind of swinging more in a positive direction.
I really
What
like.
did you think of the ending? It's kind of a downer.
Hmm. I
It just doesn't end well for Emmett,
I kind of had
unfortunately.
I think I had an idea of how the where the story was going with Emmett,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I don't think I was expecting that. At
Yeah,
least not to
I
not
know.
to that kind of commitment because it was so like I think for the story is kind of like mostly like set and grounded in reality, right? And so
Mhm.
that ending came, and it was like a lot more fantastical. I was like, wow, we are really in like the Nutty Professor land at this point, which is
Yep.
really a bad thing. It's just like, where else? What kind of ending would you give a story like this?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, man, I don't know how else I would end it. But I was just sad because I knew it was not going to end well for him. And I really wanted it to because his story didn't end great. But then, like, other people that were so mean to him kind of got off scot free. Like,
Yeah, was pretty brutal
Mm-hmm.
because all he really wanted to do was just, you know, make a better life for himself. I know we're just being like, I think we're still being like kind of vague about this whole like this book, but like I said, it like Heather said, it was like came out 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's super new.
It's new, guys. It's really new. So we're trying to like save some stuff for you in case, because there were some genuine surprises in this book.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're like keeping some of it kind of vague.
Yeah, different levels of horror. And like you
Oh
got
yeah,
body horror, you got gross out horror, you got real life horror, you got psychological. So there's really something in there for everyone.
I think no, I know psychological horror is my favorite form of like the horror subgenres.
Mm-hmm. Same, mine too.
Yeah, what is it about psychological horror that draws you to it?
I don't know. There's something about the mind. It gets
Mm.
me thinking so much. I love or the 90s is my favorite period of horror. I just love that's when a lot of the psychological horror came out, like Silence of the Lambs and Seven, and just a lot of theater of the mind with like Blair Witch. You don't really see things. Things that I can imagine in my head is usually scarier than what is on screen. And anything that you can kind of take a little bit of something that's rooted in reality and make it into something super scary. Love it. Like Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Love it.
I agree. I yeah, psychological horror is just like I I don't mind like creature features. I don't mind slashers when they're, you know, if they're interesting. I've seen a lot of bad slashers. It's just like okay, it's kind of like, you know, rinse and repeat. So people are, yeah, people are now are just like, well, all horror is just like it's all trauma now. It's all trauma, trauma, trauma. Like for the most part, yes, it is. That makes it for like a really interesting conversation when you want to talk about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I after I saw like Obsession and Backrooms, I came out with a lot of like thought provoking like stuff I wanted to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like trauma horror. I mean, if you have, everyone's been traumatized. If you haven't yet, it's coming. So none of us get out unscathed. I don't know. There's something about it. If I watch something super psychological or depressing like that, I'm like, my life is not that bad.
Yeah. Hang on. God.
It's the obexity is getting him.
She's in there.
Do you want to say hi to my friend?
Sure. Hello.
That's my brother Nathan.
Hello! Look at there.
Hello.
Is that a Regal Eagle 21-year-old? Freshly.
Coco. You're barking up the storm. It's unlikely anybody's gonna watch this, so might as well just make it a party.
It's fine. Yeah, I know Nanette was gonna watch it Sunday, but I had no power, so for a little bit there. But she's not feeling well tonight. Yeah, because she messaged me. She's like, I thought you guys were doing your stream. I was just gonna stop by and say hi. I was like, yeah, our power got knocked out for a little bit. We had some surprise pop-up storms, but it came back on after like 2 hours. So
How's that going for you?
oh, good. Yep. We're in the clear. Now it's officially hurricane season, so good luck to all the Florida people and people on the East Coast.
It's like we live in a completely different time time planes or different planets because you get all the tornadoes and stuff down and
I
in
know.
Tennessee.
Goodbye. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Yeah, our tornado season starts April 1st to June 30th here. And this year was particularly bad. So we had a very dry April. That
Mm.
April's usually our wettest month. We got hardly any rain. And now it's making up for it, which is great because it's not hot as balls here yet.
It is here.
I know. I was like, right now, I'm like, yes, best summer ever. It's rained almost every day in June.
So pretty brief discussion on this book. Did you have any closing thoughts on it?
I don't think so. I would very much recommend it.
Mm.
It was an easy read. I read it in 3 settings. It's I think a little over 300 pages. And like I said, super short chapters. It's fast paced. There's a little bit of, yeah, it's 334 pages altogether. So pretty standard. I liked it. I think I landed on about a 4.5. There was really nothing that I did not like in it at all. It had a lot to say. It was very layered.
Yeah, it was. I think I gave around the same score too.
Mhm.
I would definitely read more from this author, and I'm actually I'm friends with him on Goodreads.
I think I am too. I was like, I know I follow him. I don't know if we're friends. I'll have to double check. I've heard really good things about his other book, A History of Fear and The Paleontologist. I think that's the two. Yeah. So he doesn't have a lot. He just has 3 books on his backlist. So if you were interested in catching up with what he has, it would be easy to do.
He's definitely going to be on my radar now.
Hmm. All the interviews, he seems like a very just grounded, down to earth, just really nice guy that I've watched on YouTube.
Yeah, uh, I really liked it too. Um, it was like like I said, I had an idea of where it was going,
Hmm.
just based on the title of it. I would recommend it to as well. It's pretty good. It's got some pretty good grotesque horror. I mean, and there is a certain scene that we mentioned that will definitely make you your
Yeah,
stomach turn.
it does.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is one of those books like just don't eat when you're
No.
reading it. I would not recommend that. But yeah, I've never read a book that deals with like weight loss or has commentary on it, especially one that is so like modern day with Instagram, My 600 Pound Life, The Biggest Loser, Ozempic. Like, I thought that was really cool.
Would you say this book was timely or timeless?
I think it's timely. It's going to age really well, especially, when the next thing comes out or they find out something about this GLP-1 weight loss drugs. I think it's going to hold up.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that was our May 2026 pick. That was my pick.
Yes. So it's officially the worst season. It's summer, unless you actually like the heat. But we wanted to do this month. We're going to be doing a. Well, actually, it's going to be at the end. Well, not the end, but on July 5th, because we already.
Yeah, so got the whole month of June to read it.
We're going to be reading Camp Damascus.
Yeah, this one's a good one. It's a shorty.
It's back there on my shelf somewhere. I read it. I think Heather has read it before. I read it, and I don't know. I didn't really get into it as a lot of other people did, but maybe this reread will be necessary. Maybe I will come around to it upon this next one, because I really liked it. I just thought it was going to be something along the lines of the movie They / Them.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be this really depraved, grotesque kind of story about this concentration camp.
Oh Lord, no, it's not.
Not
still
a
depraved, but not.
It's not that. It's
a different camp.
Yeah. So that's going to be your discussion on June 5th. It's going to be at the same time. Or on June. Did I say June 5th? I said July.
It's okay.
July 5th.
We're going back in time.
We're going back in time.
A couple of days. Yeah, this is a good summer slasher.
It's really, really trippy, too.
Yeah, this came out, 2023? I read it in 2024 by Chuck
think we could
Tingle.
talk spoilers on that one since it's been out for a couple of years now.
Yeah,
right?
this one. I remember, I think I read it back when I just got back into reading. I gave it 5 stars, so we'll see if it holds up.
Could go up or could go down for me, depending
Yeah,
on
I was like, oh no. I just remember really liking it. I was really shocked. And so, but I was also new to getting back into reading, so I didn't really have a gauge yet of what was good and what is bad. So we'll see if it holds up on a reread.
Also, the audiobook is narrated by Matilda herself, Mara Wilson.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. I read it physically with just my eyeballs, so.
Also, this book does have a lot. This author is also on the ASL spectrum, right? He's on the autistic. They're on the autistic spectrum.
We don't know what he really looks like. This
No.
is Chuck Tingle. Everywhere he goes, he wears this pink bag. He's so interesting to me. He writes a lot of erotica and a lot of LGBT plus books. It's on Kindle Unlimited with the weirdest titles. If you ever want to look on there, it is hilarious. But this is actually one of his first novels. And then the second one was Bury Your Gaze, and then Lucky Day, and then there's one coming out next month called Fabulous Bodies. But yeah, this is his first non-erotica book.
You got to catch up on his books.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very interesting person. I love that he wears this pink bag because he said love is real. It's the only real form of reality or something. So everywhere he goes, I was like, that's kind of fun because you don't know what he looks like. So he can just walk down the street and no one will know him.
All right, guys. I think that's going to about wrap it up.
I think so.
So, if you guys liked our discussion, please like and comment on this video. Let us know what you think of it. Or if you just want to say, I hate you, you're both losers. So
That's fine too.
we'll go do something. Get some like interaction going. So thank you guys for watching our live stream. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next month for our next read. I am Brendan the Buildem,
I am Horrorhead Heather.
and we will see you soon with our new episode.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Just wait for this thing to close out. So, oh, there it goes. Okay. Oh, we gotta address. Oh, really quick, we gotta address some of these comments.
We have comments?
Yeah. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Nanette! I hope you're feeling better.
Hi,
Hello,
Nanette.
friend. Thanks for stopping by, Nanette. I hope you and Jack are doing well and you feel better.
Thank you so much, Nanette. We really appreciate it. All right, now we're at now.
Okay.